How was your day? I hope it was good. So, I brought somebody with me. Anybody got a guess? So this is who came with me on my trip this week. Say hey, everybody! Hello! Oh! Dang it. Whoa. Okay, well, today's lesson is really cool. It has a fight with a husband and wife is going to be involved. There's something that God does that just doesn't make any sense at all until you really start thinking about it. And God just killed somebody just to make a point. I love stuff like this. The Word is full of cool things like that. So David had 30,000 men, and he went up to get the ark. He's going to get the ark. He's going to bring it into the city of David, make it official that this is we're God's people. We want the ark, the presence of the Lord, to be in my town where I live. Okay? And it said, we went to get the Ark of God. And it just they don't just call it the Ark of God. They give it like vivid name. It says the Ark of God, which is called by the name of the Lord Almighty, who is enthroned between the cherubim that are on the ark. It's like, it's not just Daniel, but it's Daniel the stupendous, fantasticness of awesomeness of, just really trying to show honor to the ark and to God. So before I get started on this story, it's really important that we know how the ark was supposed to be treated. In Exodus 25:13, I want you guys to catch this. It says, then they made the ark, and it says, then make poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Insert the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark to carry it. The poles are to remain in the rings of this ark. They are not to be removed. So there was a special way God wanted them to carry the ark. They were supposed to carry it with the poles. They were supposed to put it on not anybody's shoulders, but the shoulders of the priest. Okay, that's the way he instructed for them to carry the ark. So David went to get the ark. This is what they did. So David went to get the ark. My timer just went off. So David went to get the ark, and they set the Ark of the Covenant on a new cart and brought it down the road. So can you hear the music start, like the dun 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 dun, the scary music? They're doing it wrong. I just want you to make your own movie in your head. Think about what kind of music would be playing, And it's supposed to be something pretty exciting. All right. They're entering. They have a celebration, and they're coming in with the ark. And when they came to the threshing floor of Nakah, this guy named Uzzah reached out and took hold of the ark of God because the oxen stumbled. Okay? So, what's that seem like to you? Does that seem like Uzzah's trying to do something horrible? Does it sound like he's trying to do something good? He's trying to basically hold the ark so it won't fall over. Alright? So, good idea or bad idea? It seems like it'd be a good idea, right? But this is what happened. The Lord's anger burned against Uzzah because of his irreverent act. Therefore, God struck him down, and he died there beside the ark. So, the way you can remember his name is he touched it. He's like, Uzzah. He touched the ark, and he dead right beside the ark. Totally dead. So, interesting, isn't it? That somebody was trying to help and they got killed. And it's really good example for us of how important it is for us to do things God's way and to show reverence for the things of the Lord. I've got a couple of things that came to my mind. There was one time I was listening to a teacher in the kids' church. He was talking about the resurrection of the Lord. And he said the angel showed up to the tomb, and there was Jesus, and he was sitting there with a Happy Meal and his chicken nuggets and just sipping on a Coke. And it really hurt my heart because that's not what the Bible says. And he was like making light of the resurrection of the Lord. And I felt kind of that sense of what was going on with us in the ark. And then you've seen it, you've probably been involved in this when they take communion. And communion is... it represents a lot of really important things in the life of a believer. It's the death of Jesus. It represents his blood and his body. And to watch a kid that like takes the communion, like licks all inside the cup and is trying to get all the juice out and wants more crackers. And does that child really understand the importance of the honor that we're supposed to show towards the things of God? It always makes me want to kind of like scoot over a little bit in case God decides to. But God is loving, God is kind, He's gracious, He's merciful, but there are things that we just need to show honor towards. And one of those things was the Ark of the Covenant. And what happened to Uzzah was important because it really helped the children of Israel understand the things of God are serious, and we need to be serious about it. So they put the ark in this guy's name. His name was Obed-Edom. They put it in his house, and his house was so blessed. It's like he won the lottery. It just says his house was blessed, and the Lord blessed him and his entire household. So whatever happened, I mean, he got a raise at work. He had more kids. His kids did really good in school. Just think about what would be considered a blessing. All of his cows, he had more cows, and they all got really big and fat. I don't know, whatever you would think would be. His house was just so blessed for 3 months. And they went and told David about it. And David said, okay, I want the ark. I really want it. So they really tried to do it right this time. They used poles like they were supposed to. And David was so trying to show honor. They had this big parade, right? And every 6 steps, they'd take 6 steps. They would stop and they would offer sacrifice. They'd kill a cow and burn it. Then they would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop the whole thing. Kill a cow. I mean, this must have taken days and days to get this ark to Jerusalem. But they showed real honor. When they got to the city, David, he took off his priestly, his kingly big robes, and he just kind of got down to what I'm in, with a t-shirt, and maybe kind of like your PJs, whatever clothes were under. I don't think he's in his underwear, but anyways, he took off his fancy stuff, and he just danced. The Bible says he danced with all of his might to the Lord because he was so excited for God's presence to be in the city. And so Michal, his wife, is up. She's looking out the window. She's like, she gets all ticked off, and says, and she despised him in her heart. And I don't know why she despised him. So they get to the end of the parade, and David gives everybody that came, he gives them a bunch of food, and they all leave, and it's such a happy day. He comes in the house, he's had such an awesome day, and his wonderful wife says, how the king of Israel has distinguished himself today, disrobing in the sight of the slave girls of his servant as a vulgar fellow would. Was she as happy as David about the ark? No. She was ticked off because he was dancing. Because he didn't wear his kingly robe. So I love, David has his comeback. It was before the Lord who chose me rather than your father. Saul used to be king, but now I'm king, baby. Or anyone from your house, didn't choose your brothers or your dad, when he appointed me ruler over the Lord's people of Israel. I will celebrate before the Lord. I will become even more undignified than this. I will be humiliated in my own eyes. It's like, I'm going to worship the Lord. I don't care what you think. That's a pretty powerful verse. And there's actually songs that have been written about that. I will become even more undignified than this. And it's like, I'm not going to be proud. I'm not going to sit there in church service and just be all cool. I am always going to lift my hands. I am always going to serve the Lord. I am always going to let other people know.
What are you doing?
I'm a believer. So, good story. Love you guys.